Davies because he won his election bid. Philip Davies holds his seat as he says the Tories have made a pig's ear of the national campaign. Philip Davies, the MP largely known for opposing women's rights in Parliament. No, he opposes feminism in Parliament. And filibustering equality votes has held his seat. That's because it completely ignored male victims. After holding his Shipley seat, Philip Davies said the Tories have made a bit of a pig's ear of the national campaign. Many have gloated online as people mistakenly thought he lost his seat. Labour candidate Steve Kloppencoat saying it was a victory for women. That's kind of weird when you lose and you say it's a victory for women. Doesn't that kind of imply you were anti-women? He is so well known for his anti-feminist views that the leader of the Women's Equality Party made a point in standing in his seat of Shipley. People of all political... This is just too funny. This article isn't even pro-Philip Davies. It's largely anti-Philip Davies, but I still have to go through it because some of this is too funny. Remember, Philip Davies won, but people thought he would lose. So read these classic messages and tweets that are now backfiring huge. Philip Davies losing to the Women's Equality Party is like a punchline that you write for a comedy current affairs show a joke, especially because it's not true. The joke is that the women's quote-unquote equality party got their ass handed to them by a men's rights activist and an anti-feminist. I think he's a men's rights activist. I don't know. He might not actually self-identify as a men's rights activist. It doesn't really matter to me if he does or doesn't. He's takes on the issues men's rights activists talk about. So that's all I really care about. And he's highly anti-feminist because he also understands that if you want to do anything for men, you have to tear down the feminist establishment that stands in the way of any progress for men. And then it says, Parliament looks to have lost a great representative for women's rights in Philip Davies. Labor over... Well, that's kind of interesting to say this wording, a great representative for women's rights in Philip Davies. I mean, Philip Davies isn't against women's rights, but it's just kind of interesting that that was the wording there. Labour overturn a 10k majority to take Shipley from the UK's worst backbench MP, Philip Davies. Nope. Though, quote-unquote, worst backbench MP is still there. And guess what? He's pretty freaking amazing to, people who aren't fucking crazy. Philip Davies loses his seat. Heart. Well, are you going to say... Are you going to now post Philip Davies keeps his seat, broken heart? That would be hilarious. Personally, I've wanted Philip Davies out ever since I was informed of his existence on this website 20 minutes ago. Oh, well then you must be really informed. Within 20 minutes, you realized that you wanted the man out. Out. 20 minutes, that's all it took. That probably is the problem, part of it. These people don't even know who they're hating. Philip Davies, out. David Nuttall, out. Simon Danzig, out. Clear out of the misogynist as well and truly underway. That's general election 2017. Sorry, buddy. Philip Davies still in. Last year, the former MP was accused of trying to talk out a domestic violence bill in Parliament as he spoke for an hour and 20 minutes about the bill which aimed to protect women from abuse and from abuse was sexist against men. Yes, because it doesn't aim to improve men. Like, sorry, but domestic violence happens to men too. And when you try to take the issue on, and it's pretty much a 50-50 issue where it's not like, suicide is, sure, it affects women and men, but 80% of suicides are male. Well, domestic violence is literally something that's like 50-50. And the bill didn't seek to help men at all. Like, well, they called it like the Women and Equality Act or something like that. It's like, why do you put women in the title and not men? It's just ridiculous. It was sexist against men, political correctness, and virtue signaling. That's what a lot of this shit is. Many Tory MPs, include cabinet ministers, have lost their seats as Labour has performed unexpectedly well. Well, let's take a look. You can see Philip Davies, 27,417 votes, 51.4%, a true majority. Steve Clapcoat, 22,736, not a true majority, so he lost. Loser, winner. And this is in Shipley, so Conservative hold. Good job, Philip Davies. When the Conservatives are losing everywhere, you won. And that makes me feel like we're turning a corner. So we should all be pretty excited about this. Because, if people who are effectively anti-feminists can win when the political climate is worse for them to win, like, conservatives did a lot better in 2015 than 2017, and he still won, so he's one of the conservatives that are surviving. Conservatives were losing seats, and he survived. And he survived with nearly a 10-point margin, so 8.8 point margin. I mean, that's pretty dang good. 5,000, almost 5,000 votes. That's a healthy lead, and it's a sign that Philip Davies is not going anywhere. He's going to be here for a long time to come. And I think the more people hear him, the more they'll get on board with him, and the more power he'll have long term. Other people have already started to join with his message, and the more politicians that do that, the more power they'll all have, and eventually other anti-feminists will also get in. Even if some of them may have lost, and some a lot of feminists are still winning, but their power is shrinking. And the feminists that are in, like Jess Phillips, yeah, she won, but like her campaign was largely a joke. I mean, in her victory speech, she, instead of being classy, she decided to hate on the person she ran against. So people are going to see that, and they will push back against her eventually. And she's using up her, political points. The woman's card will only get her so far, and then people will realize, you know what? This person's actually just a bad person. And she actually isn't doing anything for us. Like, what has Jess Phillips actually done? So, overall, great that Philip Davies won. It kind of sucks that Jess Phillips won. But you know what? Overall, if we go 1-for-1 and a feminist gets in and an anti-feminist gets in, I'll take that. So, anyways, my cat's freaking out, so I will talk to you guys later. Enjoy the victory and celebrate. Congratulations, Philip Davies. We still support you.